So there are a lot of good things happening in the market right now. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some very important data and updates for Dogecoin. So first of all, we are now seeing that Dogecoin, Solana, and some other altcoins are expected to surge dramatically during this year. And it appears that Dogecoin is going to be one of the biggest gainers. This is because there are two massive upcoming developments for Dogecoin. And it is expected that these developments can generate huge hype that can boost both the adoption and price of Dogecoin. One of these two milestones is the Giga Wallet. It is a back-end service aiming to facilitate the use of Dogecoin for payments by both small and big businesses. Another development is the launch of a software developer kit that will allow developers to build new Dogecoin-related products. So the point is that there are a lot of expectations from these two upcoming developments, and I think they can help Doge thrive over the long term. And another thing we are now seeing is that the overall altcoins market is looking good during the last 24 hours, and we can see here that Dogecoin is leading from the front. So as we know that Dogecoin has managed to perform better during the last few days, we are now seeing that the overall altcoin coin market is also growing. And it is indicating that Dogecoin is now growing its dominance over other coins. And I think this is a very, very bullish thing for Doge. Moreover, as we talked about it before, it appears that Dogecoin's recent upward movement has inspired other meme coins. And we are now seeing that several meme tokens saw similar gains like Dogecoin. For example, coins like Spooky Shiba, Kuma Inu, and Shiba Phantom have increased by almost 100 to 120% over the last 7 days. So as I said, it is now clear that Dogecoin is showing dominance over other altcoins. And similar to how altcoins follow Bitcoin's price swings, we are now seeing that some are now following Dogecoin as well. So this is very positive for Doge and its holders. And now let's come to Bitcoin, as we are now seeing some very bullish indicators for it. And I think they are equally bullish for Dogecoin thanks to their high price correlation. So we are now seeing that Bitcoin miners have done their homework. So basically, Bitcoin miners' current break-even point is about $34,000. And what it translates to is that if Bitcoin can stay above 34K, then we will not be seeing the risk of the miners selling off. This is because if the Bitcoin miners sell off their Bitcoin, then it will send the price of Bitcoin down. However, the good thing is that all these miners are not selling their Bitcoin right now. In fact, what the miners are currently doing is they are expanding their operations. And the way they are doing that is they are using their current Bitcoin holdings. And they are taking loans against that. All in all, this is a very positive sign for Bitcoin. And another important thing is that Bitcoin is having a rising wedge blow-off top scenario. And we can see here on this chart that it goes all the way back to 2019. And we can see that there is a huge rising wedge for Bitcoin right now. And since this rising wedge goes back all the way to 2019, I think it is validated. And this means that it is now highly likely that there is going to be a huge blow-off top scenario. In fact, if this scenario plays out, then we may even see Bitcoin going above the $100,000 price level. And this can happen sometime by the end of the year. And it appears that this bullish momentum is going to continue in 2023 as well. So this is a massive, massive bullish indicator for Bitcoin. And now we can see that as per historical data, when Bitcoin is between 65% and 80% range, it is considered a correction phase. And if Bitcoin is at or below 65%, then it is considered a bear market. And if it is at 80% or above, then it is considered a bull market. And we can see here on this chart that right now Bitcoin is just above the 65% range. And it means that Bitcoin is currently in a state of correction. In fact, it has been consolidating since the mid-cycle. And the good thing is that there is now confirmation that Bitcoin is not in the bear market. So this is yet another positive indicator for Bitcoin. And it is proving that there is no bearish phase for Bitcoin. And although this consolidation phase is expected to continue, I think that Bitcoin will enter the bull market pretty soon. And as per another important data, Bitcoin and the overall crypto market's adoption is just in the initial phase, and it is going to explode soon. So we can see here that the first 10% of adoption for tech takes roughly the same time as 10% to 90% adoption. And as per this chart, if you had bought Bitcoin in 2009, you were too early to adopt Bitcoin. And it means that contrary to what most people think, 2009 was actually not the sweet spot to buy Bitcoin. And this chart is indicating that the right sweet spot for buying Bitcoin was actually back in 2019. However, this doesn't mean it is now too late to buy BTC. We can see here that it is still a very good time to invest in Bitcoin, and any time after 2029 will be too late. So the point is that we are still in a pretty good sweet spot for Bitcoin, because if we look at the total adoption rate, it is still around 25% right now. And it also means that Bitcoin's adoption still has to see some growth. But if we look at the internet curve, it appears that Bitcoin is going to have a lot of adoption coming in the near future. And talking about buying Bitcoin and its adoption, we are now seeing that the Bitcoin accumulation addresses have continued to push all-time highs over 550K. And for those who don't know, accumulation addresses are defined as addresses that have at least 2 incoming non-dust transfers and have never been spent. So the point is that the accumulation addresses of Bitcoin are increasing. And this just goes to show us that there is more and more holding of Bitcoin. And it appears that there is now more confidence in the market when it comes to Bitcoin. And I think it is going to drive the price of Bitcoin to new highs. And now if we come to Bitcoin's price, we can see that it is still trading sideways. And as I explained before, this is not a bearish phase. Bitcoin is just consolidating right now. And it is highly likely that it is going to come out of this consolidation phase sooner than later. And this is why I think that Bitcoin is going to enter the bull market this year. And I also think that we can expect Bitcoin to hit the 100K mark. And if Bitcoin manages to enter the bull market, we will be seeing a huge surge in the overall crypto market. And this is not only because Bitcoin is expected to surge in the near future, we are also seeing some other positive updates for cryptos. For example, authorities in Hong Kong have begun discussions to introduce a proper stablecoins regulatory framework. So we are now seeing that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority recently shared a list of 8 questions for the local community to see how the community is going to react to the regulation of stablecoins. And we have to still wait now for how the community responds to these questions. However, it is now highly likely that Hong Kong is going to introduce a comprehensive regulatory framework for stablecoins, and this is going to help in the growth of them. And I'd like to add here that contrary to popular belief, the growth and acceptance of stablecoins is actually good for cryptos. And I think we are going to need the growth of stablecoins because a lot of countries are going to be releasing their own CBDCs. And I'm saying that the growth of stablecoins is good for cryptos because we know that the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has previously admitted that cryptos and CBDCs can coexist. So this is a clear indication that cryptos will not face any danger if different countries introduce their own CBDCs. And now let's come to Shiba Inu for a minute. So we already know that the burning rate of SHIB tokens has been rising for the last few weeks, and it appears that it is going to rise even further. And just recently, over 21 million SHIB tokens have been sent to an unspendable wallet. And this means that in total, more than 41% of Shiba Inu supply in circulation has been burned as of now. So it is now clear that the Shiba Inu community is continuing to burn more and more SHIB tokens on a daily basis. And since this is making the circulating supply of SHIB shrink, it is going to leave a positive impact on its price in the long term. And another good thing happening for Shiba Inu is that more and more investors are now showing tremendous interest in it. And just recently, prominent crypto analyst Pintoshi has revealed that he has bought some Shiba Inu coins. And he stated that he is eyeing some great returns from his recent investment because he is having a bullish outlook about SHIB for the long term. So this is very, very bullish for Shiba Inu. And I also think that despite the recent volatility in its price, the long-term outlook for SHIB is still very bullish. And now let's come back to Dogecoin for a minute. So we can see here that Dogecoin has witnessed a slight drop. But this is not a major drop or crash, and it is only a slight correction, which was pretty much expected. And the good thing is that Dogecoin's technical indicators are still very bullish. And this is why I think that Dogecoin is going to trade positively in the following trading sessions.